Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the very first actual episode of what I'd like to recall the shit show. Um, I am your host, Mr. Well Shit, and let's get to it. A few weeks ago, I had put a question out to three different Facebook groups, and I had asked them, what do you feel is the most important piece of gear or modification that you would tell a beginner that they need to have their first safe trip out into the woods and also a good safe return. Um, so went through all the results, added them all up, and came up with a top five list. But I had to make it by category. There were just way too many items just called out individually. So I made it into a top five category list, and I kind of figured that we'd go through the categories kind of one by one, rank from first down to last, and I would give my thoughts and opinions on each one, and you as the viewers can do the same. The live chat is open, and I would like these to be as interactive as possible. So, um, bear with me. It's my first time doing something like this, so um, let's have fun with it. Before we actually get started, I would like to say thank you to the three groups that participated in this. First being the Central Missouri Jeepers group, and followed up with Heartland Off Road and Trails. Let me make sure I got that right. I always mess him up. Yep, Heartland Off Road and Trails, and those two are definitely two groups that are local to the state of Missouri. And then the third group was another group called Budget Overlanding. Um, they're kind of more of a spread out across the country, so kind of got a good range of uh, different points of views. But I definitely like the idea of this list being let's see your everyday guys list. This isn't, these guys that are out doing these and they got the sponsors and all that stuff. This is just everyday people out in the woods, driving through the desert, wherever it is you're going. These are just normal people um, doing it with what they have available to them that's within their means. So I definitely like it from that perspective. And so we'll just start off here. Number one on the list was recovery gear. This is going to include things between your anywhere from a winch to tow straps. Oh gosh, what else is there? You got your traction boards. Anything that basically you can use to get yourself out of a jam. Um, yeah, I definitely agree that that should probably be one of your number one concerns before you head out. Um, oh yeah, I mean without a doubt. Now, um, your type of recovery gear that you're going to be using is obvious. It's going to be based off your rig. What are you taking out there? I mean, just some vehicles aren't, made to be able to accommodate hooking a winch up to the front bumper or whatever. So yeah, definitely recovery gear of one way, shape, or form. Definitely a must. Definitely agree with that. Let's see here. Number two on our list. It's going to be lifts and tires. I kind of had to put that all in the same category. Tires, yes, I definitely agree with you. You need to have the right kind of tires for the terrain you're going to be traveling through. Um, Lifts, um, I wouldn't necessarily put that on the number one item to do list. No, I mean, just me personally. Um, yeah, having the extra clearance could be nice, but your geographical location may not warrant it as being necessary. Um, where you're traveling, the kind of vehicles that you have, not everybody's going out overlanding in Jeeps and Range Rovers and Forerunners and Tundras. So, I mean, it's not all it's not all your big 4-wheel drive vehicles that folks are out doing this stuff in. I've seen um, guys in the old school Chevy Astro vans, and so tires, yes, definitely. If you're gonna be in an area that muddy, rocky, whatever, you're gonna want to have the appropriate shoes on your vehicle. But as for the lift kit, I wouldn't call that necessary. Um, I just recently did the Arkansas trip, and I really, except for one situation, thought, man, I wish I'd had the lift on here. But I didn't have to put myself into that spot. So, um, yes, wheels and tires, or not wheels, but tires, definitely a must. Lift, yeah, it can wait. Um, Now the number three item on the list, which truthfully I honestly thought should have been number one or number two, but that's first aid. Uh, Man, um, yeah. I mean, there's just so many things that can happen, go wrong. You don't know. Anything from just a little cut needing a band aid, or God forbid you should roll your rig over or something. That you need to have some level of being able to provide some kind of medical treatment there, at least to uh, help sustain them until you can get some real treatment. Um, so yeah, first aid kit definitely a must. And oddly, that's kind of one of those things that I know I need in my rig personally. Um, and it's not that I've never thought about it. It's always been one of those items where it's like, yeah, I'll get it next time, and I never do. And I go out, and fortunately, nothing happens. So I don't think about it. And then you know, it's gonna come a time where I'm not gonna think about it, and I'm gonna need it, and wished I had it, and I'm not, because I didn't put it on my priority list. Um, let's see here. So, yep. First aid being number three. Let's see here. Uh, Number four on the list would be communication, whether that be with people in your group that you're out with, or communicating with your loved ones back home, making sure that they know that you're all right, or what have you. I know whenever I was down in the Ozarks a few weeks ago, um, I had absolutely no cell service, and uh, Mrs. Shit was freaking out here back at home because she knew that I was hours away. I was in the mountains, and I couldn't communicate with her. She couldn't get back with me. Finally, on the second day, I got a spot where I was able to get a signal out and let her know that all was good. But yeah, definitely level of communication with the folks you're out there with, as well as the outside world. Uh, definitely a must. Um, you know, um, Little walkie-talkie radios. They're cheap enough, for communicating with your group. Um, for the folks back home, though, um, whew, I know I personally have been looking into one of those satellite texting devices. I think Garmin makes one, and a few other companies have them out. And that's all they are. It's just a satellite based texting service. But it's enough to let your folks back home know that you either need help or you're good to go and everything's a okay. But yeah, they just you need to have some way to get back out to them. Um, Number five on the list. This is the last item. Um, Bumpers and armor for your vehicle. I apologize for the sirens, guys. It's North St. Louis County, so it is what it is. Um, Bumpers and armor. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I mean, really, if you're go back up to number one with your recovery, um, your bumper's got to be able to accommodate a winch if you're going to put a winch on. So that's probably almost going to go hand in hand with recovery, maybe. Um, the armor, um, and deal with the dents and the scratches. Is part of it. I know they're ugly, but um, well, I don't know. I guess we could put rock sliders in there. That'd probably be a good item to have if your rig will accommodate them. Um, Keep your rockers from getting beat all to hell, I guess. So yeah, that's the top five categories. I was kind of hoping I was going to be able to drag that out a little bit longer than what I did. Um, but didn't work out that way. There was a huge mention, and this is the number one called out item that was not or a gear or a mod related. And that item was no matter what you have to your vehicle, no matter what you do to it, uh, biggest thing you can do safety wise is not go out by yourself. That was the number one most called out thing was don't go out alone. I myself am very guilty of this, so I'm not going to preach on it too bad. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to that, you know. Always have your buddy with you. You get hurt or stuck, you'll always have somebody there, or you could need a hand where you just need that extra set of hands. Um, I'm sorry, have a breakdown where you could use that extra set of hands. But yeah, so many people made that comment that, you know, don't go out alone. And there's a lot of truth to that. So, and with the way technology is today, really there's very, very little excuse to not have some kind of travel partner with you whenever you do go out there. You should always be able to find somebody that is willing, and so so yeah, don't go it alone. And oh, I thought I had more written down here, but I don't. What else was there? Um, oh, oh yeah. Um, knowledge. Knowledge is a big one. Um, anything on the top five that you've done to your vehicles, guys, make sure you know how to use this equipment. Um, you know, it's not going to do you any good if you just have it on there, think it looks cool, never learn how to use it. Um, you know, your winches can be um, a valuable, a very very valuable asset tool, but they can also they can also kill you if you don't know what the hell you're doing. So get yourself educated. There's all kinds of four wheel drive off roading organizations out there who are always offering some kind of a recovery 101 class or just wheeling 101, just any kind of anything that you can get educational wise. If you don't know, uh, learn how before you actually have to use it. Um, so, and first aid is also another one of those things. Very valuable tool, but absolutely useless if you don't know what you're doing. Um, in some situations, even possibly cause more harm not knowing than, you know, than not using. So, tourniquets, the first thing that pops into my head that, you know, trying to stop a bleed or something. And if you don't know, you don't know. You just tie it on there and you know, you end up causing more harm than good. And so, so get educated on these things. Let's see. And I mean that's really about it. As for the list, um, let's see. Anything else going on? Saturday, March the 18th. Central Missouri Jeepers is having an event at a Vandy's Off Road Park up in Stedman, Missouri. It's a St. Patrick's Day ride, I believe. Um, I've actually hung out with these guys once before. Really, really cool, laid back group. So if you don't have anything shaking Saturday the 18th and need something to do, I'd recommend riding up to Stedman, hang out with the Central Missouri Jeepers for the afternoon. You won't be disappointed. It's a good crowd. Um, Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys. I appreciate everybody that stopped in, watched the show. Um, um, yeah. You guys have a wonderful evening. Enjoy what's left of the weekend, and we will see you all next time.